Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's our show for tonight, and we certainly hope you enjoyed it.
Yes, and we hope you enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed doing it to you.
Our guests for next week will be the stars of Green Acres, Miss Ava Gabor and Mr. Eddie Albert.
Yeah.
And before we say goodnight, I would certainly like to thank our guests who appeared tonight, Jim Nabors, Jill St. John, and especially Mr. Ed Sullivan. That would be great.
And I'd like to take this opportunity to thank my brother and myself for the wonderful job we did. Another great feather in our great caps, as we'd like to thank us very much. Thank you, Dickie
Tommy,
Smothers, and thank me, Tommy
Wait a
Smothers.
minute, just slow down for a minute. You do not thank yourself. I know this is new to you, but a host does not thank himself. He thanks his guests and everybody concerned, but you don't thank yourself. That is stupid. That's ridiculous.
Why do you always pick on me?
Why do I pick on you? I do it because you're my brother, and I want you to do things correctly. Tommy, you mean a lot to me.
Then how come that you're always picking on me then?
Why am I? Because you're so stupid, that's why.
Oh, then my brother makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Good night, Tommy.
Good night, Dickie Smothers.
Good night.
You know, the common hour, my favorite person, and still one of my favorite people that I quote, discovered, was Pat Paulson. And it was always traditional when a variety show came on the air, the premiere variety show, they would always have a famous people would drop by. There'd be Frank Sinatra, big stars would drop by.
Dean Martin, they wish him bon voyage, good luck on your new show.
So I had Pat Paulson. I was a fan of Pat Paulson because he's a great deadpan comic, and I wanted to figure out how we could use him. So. Yeah. I kept telling Dickie, as you saw, I kept telling Dickie, I said, we got a great guest that's going to come by and wish us good luck, and his name is Artie Bowser, and we brought him out, and that was the first time Pat was on national television, and
he was a hit.
He was a big hit.
I met the Smothers Brothers at a place called the Purple Onion in San Francisco. Well, that was when they were just starting doing a show, and I thought they were incredible, so I went backstage, and Tommy will tell you this, and I said, boy, you guys ought to put some comedy in your act. And they looked at me like I crawled out from under a rock. Later on, they used a couple of my songs on their albums, which were million-selling comedy albums in those days, big albums.
I moved to the Purple Onion, where they had just worked up in San Francisco, and so I worked up there for a while. And then I came back, of course, and I was doing Gomer Pyle and so forth. And years passed, and so I remembered Tom and Dick very well, and we were friends. And so they were kind enough to invite me to be on their very first show, and I was thrilled to do it. It was the first time that I had ever sung The Impossible Dream on a television show, I think, and so it sort of became my favorite song, or song I'm known by mostly. Have a gift that they gave me for doing the first show. I see it often. It's a stone with a bronze bass and guitar, and it's very nice. I still cherish it.
How did we get that show?
How did we get
the original Smothers Brothers?
How did they hire us?
Yeah.
Okay, we had a CBS sitcom on the year prior called The Smothers Brothers Show, where Tommy played an angel looking for his wings, and I was his swinging bachelor brother wwho was still alive.
Golly.
And we were on Friday nights. We were on Friday nights, CBS, and it was a single camera show. For those of you, it was shot like a movie, no audience. Most sitcoms are 3 or 4 cameras, and they have a live studio audience. I remember we went to an opening at the Coconut Groves one night, and we ran to Danny Thomas, and we told him about our new show, and we told him how it was shot, and he said, Big mistake, boys.
He said, always use an audience.
Always use an audience.
And,
so CBS, they bought us. We were hot in records, so we were folk singers. So they took away our instruments, they took away our songs, they took away our timing, they took away our audience, and then they said, here, be funny, and a half-hour sitcom. And we sort of got in the spot where no one expected anything. And the reason I think the Smothers Brothers were good in that spot was your and our unhappy experience in the half-hour sitcom, if you recall.
We came loaded for bear. They said, what you want to do this spot?
Yeah.
And I said, well, creative control, and so that's what we got. Although the first show you saw, the premiere show, was very standard variety show of the time. It was long sketches and traditional guests. Most of them had shows on CBS.
Yeah, it was a good place for CBS to
And so
promote
the evolution of the show took place after the first show. After the second show, it just slowly started evolving to the point where important things were being said, observations about life and about the war in Vietnam and about voter registration and civil rights. And the show had a reflection on that. And the only show that did that, actually, during the 60s. So this was a taste of the very beginning, and that's what we were like on February 5th, 1967, the start of the Smothers Brothers Comedy Hour.
So we hope this Comedy Hour brought back pleasant memories for some, and if you weren't around back then, maybe you learned a little bit about what the world was like and TV was like in 1967.
Golly.
Golly.
So we'll see you next time with another original Smothers Brothers Comedy Hour. So keep your eye on E for Dickie and me.
Coming up tomorrow at 8 on the Smothers Brothers Show, it's special guest Eddie Albert, Ava Gabor, and if that's not enough, you'll be grooving to the songs of the Turtles. So be sure to stick around the Smothers Brothers tomorrow at 8.